What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this POV review by AutoTopNL. My name is Max, and today we are checking out another one of Andy the Don's cars. You might remember that we did a couple of car swaps with Andy, and today we are checking out his new Audi RS7 C8. It is a very special spec, and that is the main reason why we are checking out this car today. So I'm going to show you the spec, I'm going to show you the incredible work Andy has done to spec this car and to make it unique, because wow, I mean, I am in love. It is so amazing. The RS7, of course, we have done it before, and this one has a little bit of a tune on it as well, so that is something we are going to focus on. And of course I'm going to take it for a drive towards the Autobahn for an Autobahn blast. Now, spec wise, there are a few very cool things Andy has done to it. Number one is the color, number two the wheels, number three the interior spec. So the color is Brewster green. This is a uni color, so it's not a metallic color. You can see there's no flake in it, it's just a flat green basically, and it is a historic Bentley color, and it is glorious. I absolutely adore it. On this car it works so well, combined with all the black around the car, like the lower part of the front bumper, the air intakes, the grille, the logos, everything is black. Those mega aggressive front lights, the super wide body of the RS7, 40 millimeters wider than a regular A7, and then if you combine all that with these massive 22-inch wheels, it just works. I don't know, these wheels look massive, and rolling on the road, it looks so badass. I absolutely love it. And wrapped around those massive wheels, we've got Hankook Ventus S1 Evo 3 tires, which are very nice as well. 285 section tires at the front, that is quite wide. We're going to check out the rears in a minute. Carbon ceramic brakes behind that, which is awesome as well. As I said, Andy has done an amazing job speccing the car. Go check him out on Instagram. We also drove his Audi R8 in Aventurine green, which was also amazing, and his RSQ3. He's got good taste in cars. Rear tires, let me just check the size, 285s as well. Okay, so it's the same size all around. And then at the rear we've got the exhaust, tailpipes in black as well, all the logos in black, and then you can see the MTM badge, because this car has an MTM Kentronic tune. So that is basically just the tuning box, the entry level tune that they offer at MTM, which is quite nice. So the 4-liter V8 bi-turbo engine, stock 600 horsepower, 800 newton meters of torque, but as we've talked about before, it doesn't really deliver stock. It's not super impressive, to be honest. So you can really use a tune to just unleash a bit of the potential that is in the engine. This, as I said, is the entry-level MTM tuning, 722 horsepower, 950 newton meters of torque, and it's also the cheapest at like 4,250 euros. So it is quite accessible, I would say. And then if you go, especially for an RS7 owner, and then if you go for a stage 1, you get 787 horsepower with a carbon air intake and an air filter. If you go stage 2, 810 horsepower, you get an exhaust with that as well. Stage 3, 962 horsepower, you get an exhaust and turbos. And then you have the 1001 horsepower tune that costs 40,000 euros, and it has new turbos, exhaust, everything. We drove that tuning on the RS6 by MTM, you might remember, which was amazing. But that is basically what MTM have to offer for this car. They are of course Audi specialists, so yeah, you can trust that the power is there, which is usually the case when we drive MTM cars. Close that up. And then for, well, I would say the pièce de résistance, but I just think there are 3 pieces of resistance. I would say the color, the wheels and the interior are just tied for me. They make the car. And on the inside, I mean, I think this is the boldest Andy has done. This two-tone black and cognac interior with cognac seat belts as well on the doors with this suede. This is all Audi exclusive, as you can see, with bare carbon in there as well, contrast stitching, and this basically sums up the interior of the car. You've got black with contrast stitching, aluminium, carbon and cognac suede, and then we've got the contrast stitching down here as well. Absolutely gorgeous. It is so cool to see this because, I mean, let's be honest, Audi owners are not the most creative when it comes to speccing a car, and Andy just really does a lot for the average, because this has been just specced beautifully. We've also got the Bang & Olufsen speakers on the top there. You can see the tweeters. Absolutely stunning. RS steering wheel, again with the contrast stitching there on the top of the dash as well. All this carbon, absolutely beautiful. Alright, so the exhaust is stock, as you can hear. So we do have a nice rumble, but it is not mega loud. And of course this, as I said, it is entry level. So it is quicker than stock, but it's nothing crazy. You can go for all those crazy MTM packages. They are super expensive though, and of course they also come with a certain risk if you tune a car that hard. This is relatively safe. Okay, let's do the tunnel. RS2 mode. That is nice. It does sound good. It's just not super loud. Now, one thing I really don't like about this generation RS7 is that when you put it in RS2, or when you put it in the most aggressive setting for the suspension and everything, you can feel the dampers tighten up. So, you know, it's got adaptive dampers, and it's, you know, the ride height is lowered, and everything is supposed to be cool for a B road, but it's still a big, heavy car, and the springs are still quite soft. So it's quite a weird combination. It doesn't really work for a B road. This car is made for high-speed cruising. It is just made to cover a lot of distance, to take 4 people and their stuff and belt down the highway at high speeds. Preferably in Germany, where you can do really high speeds. Because now it's just a little bit busy, the suspension, the chassis. You can actually, I hope you guys can hear that, but it's, yeah, it's not really nice. Okay. Anywho, launch control. Foot on the brake, full throttle. There we go. Oh, that is aggressive. And that's 100 kilometers an hour. Now, stock, it does 3.6 seconds. This MTM version is supposed to do 3.2, which is quite a bit quicker. And as I said, we usually have the experience that MTM delivers, so I believe them. But, you know, on this road, it's not really inviting me to drive fast on this B road. It's just a way to get to the Autobahn. And I also think you should compare this accordingly. So if you compare this to a BMW M5 or a Mercedes-AMG E63, it's just going to feel like a big ass boat. And I think you should compare it to a Mercedes-AMG GT 4-door, for instance, or a Porsche Panamera Turbo S. Because it's more that like luxury sedan feel, more so than a BMW M5. It's also 200 kilos heavier than that AMG, for instance, so yeah. Oh, but the acceleration is very nice. Now we can also switch to manual mode, of course, for the gearbox, the automatic, and the shifts are pretty quick. Response to the pedal could be quicker, as you can see. Upshift is fine. downshift, it does have to think a little bit. So that too shows that it's not really meant for spirited B-road attacking. Okay, so I am actually going to change these dials. So we are going to go to settings, and then this one, virtual cockpit, and then you can choose this one, or you can go for RS performance, which is this one. We usually use that one, but then we discovered that you can also use this one, which is just a classic round speedometer, which is always the best. There we go. Now let's take it to this one, driving modes, RS2, and put the suspension in medium mode, which is, in my opinion, the best one for the Autobahn. And there we go, full throttle. And this is where this car shines. Immediately it just feels like it's at home. You put your foot down, the gearbox, suddenly you don't mind that it's not the quickest one because you don't care, it doesn't matter at the Autobahn. And then you can see that it is a pretty damn quick car. You do have some wind noise, but that is mainly down to the fact that you've got frameless doors. So we also measured the 100 to 200 km/h performance, of course, and according to MTM it does 7.2 seconds, which is 1.1 seconds quicker than the stock RS7. No, don't trust that guy, but he is behaving. 1.1 seconds quicker than stock. As you can see, it is performing well. And in our list, you can also see that it does make sense, 722 horsepower. But you can just feel that suspension gliding over all those bumps. It is amazing. It just feels like when you are trying to wrestle it down the B road, like it's not really comfortable, and then you take it on the Autobahn, you floor it, you put the suspension in the medium setting, and it just absorbs everything. It is so comfortable, so fast, so suitable for cross-continent blasting on the Autobahn. Absolutely amazing. But you really have to take it here. That is where this car shines. You could actually see the black smoke before you could see the indicator. That is how I knew that this guy was going left. Okay, launch control. That is damn quick. Now we had to switch GoPros again. I'm just going to keep throwing this discount code around until they improve their product. GoPro sucks. Use it in our store for a discount on a draggy GPS performance box. This is the top speed of the car, by the way, 304. I can feel the limiter, 305. That is not bad. Oh, and then you've got those ceramics. You're braking and then you think, oh, I need just a little bit more, and then oh, you just have so much reserve. So friggin' nice. It might be the ultimate Autobahn cruiser, and especially in this spec. I mean, Andy, amazing job. This guy also amazing job driving that Daihatsu at 100 km/h on the left lane. Oh my god, it is a yellow plate. I'm so sorry. So Andy, thanks so much for allowing us to drive your car again. It has been a privilege. What a spec. You do have some good taste, my man. To you guys as well, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. You can subscribe by clicking the big button in the middle. You can also check out this video on the right or this playlist on the left. See you at the next one. Bye.